Good morning, everyone. How are you? I hope you had a great Easter if that is what you celebrate in your religious endeavors and a happy Passover and all that. This was just kind of the weirdest, and I think that you would all completely agree with that. So, before we get started today, I have a reveal that they probably have to call like the Hoarders TV show or something like that. But I cleaned out my office closet and I was looking at the picture this morning. I thought, I don't even know if I can share it, but I've already committed to it. So here we are. But up first, I want to show you my mom. People ask about my mom. She is in an absolutely fabulous facility with four little old ladies, of which she is one. She's on the left hand side, and they are in complete lockdown. The providers are not even allowed to leave the house or anything like that. And I guess they're saying the next 2 weeks, at least in this area, can be pretty bad. So Arnold, who owns, there's seven of these houses. They're just the best. And I think I've mentioned in the past, she's like maybe 20 houses from me down the block. I can't go see her, so I hold up my phone and FaceTime her, and she's like, "Look at that white hair." I mean, she's just fascinated with this phone that we can FaceTime. But anyways, this week even Arnold, who is ordinarily going to Costco every single day, got each of the seven houses 2 week supply of food. So when Sabrina sent me that picture, it just made my heart really happy. I mean, I know she's safe. When I FaceTime her, my mom is clearly attached to Sabrina now and has been for a while, and that makes my heart sing big time. And then, as far as the kids, the Easter Bunny came to the outside of their house. This was a wonderful fundraising thing for the Easter Bunny. And I think Granada High School had a tie in to that Easter Bunny. And what I adore about this picture is that Lennox is in her Christmas pajamas. I mean, hey, who cares? People called me yesterday, or I call them and I go, "Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, when is it?" So, and then we got this picture from John's brother, and this he lives in Texas. This just kills me. That is like hilarious. People definitely have time on their hands, and I will tell you, if you do Facebook, go to my professional page. It's the one with the red background, and I've put up two dance routines that just cracked me up. And no, it's not John and myself doing dance routines. It's just hilarious. It's what people are doing to get through this whole thing. Um, I am learning and learning more and more and more about the whole face mask thing. So my neighbors, oh, I don't want you. There's your face mask thing right there. Okay, in case you don't know what I'm talking about, I made them for my neighbors among other people, and here is how they um, did it. Now John's ties, I cut at 2 inches, and that was a huge mistake. I'm cutting them now at 1 inch out of the t-shirt material. And so then they just created ties to go around their ears, and then you don't have all this junk here and there. So that I think is a really great idea. Thank you. Um, all right. So, questions. We have some learning questions. Somebody asked, "How far apart is matchstick quilting?" Let me grab something. The one I'm working on. The person said, I shouldn't say she. I don't know. Um, Here we go. Right in here. Okay. This is a little bit more than an eighth of an inch. But I conceivably could go in and even add more in between it. I would just say it's tightly, tightly, tightly stitched together. I'm having a real hard time sitting down at my machine, but I mean, I love this quilt, and it's certainly on the home stretch, that's for sure. Um, Feed dogs. There was a lot of discussion about the fact I said I don't lower my feed dogs when I'm free motion quilting. Of course, you would leave your feed everybody would leave their feed dogs up if they were using their walking foot. But even free motion, I'd leave them up. And I learned this from Gene Wells. Sorry about that. It just adds a little extra safety belt that makes it so the whole thing is not so darn slippery. And speaking of slippery, the other thing I did not tell you, and I apologize, is I do use one of those slidey mats, to help with the moving around when I'm doing free motion. Quilting, ruler work, even my walking foot, I use that when I am quilting, not piecing, quilting. Somebody asked about length of stitch. Well, and tension. Let's start with tension. If for some reason your tension is not right, and that can be caused by the threads you're using, it could be caused by how persnickety your machine is, I will open the tension. The machine I'm on now is the mid-range 700 series Bernina. It's a 765. It was a special edition, and I never have to touch my tension. But I've had other machines where I've had to touch my tension. So just think about opening it. 0 is open, 10 is tight. That's how you're going to remember that. 0 is open, 10 is tight. Okay, now length of stitch, I just leave it at default. My default on my machine is a 2.5. I don't know if that's a universal number. That would be interesting for me to know if it is a universal number. The other thing I didn't tell you, I have to tell you, the lesson on Friday, I was a little discombobulated because trying to do it around the camera was just really difficult for me, to be quite honest with you. So the other thing is, on my Bernina, I will have the straight stitch set at default, okay? And then I'll go next door to the zigzag, and I will make the zigzag 0 width, and I'll make it 0.5 long, and that's how I start and end my straight line stitching, or any of my stitching when I'm doing quilting. So I start with the one that I've messed with, and then I do the regular stitch, and then I end with that. And it's in lieu of using my knot option. I'm not thrilled with my knot option on my machine. Just saying, I like this much, much better. So let's see, what else? And if you have questions, you guys, I will be happy at the end to look up and see what you're asking. So, okay, you have 8 inches of snow in Cedar Grove. Perfect day to sew. That's what we call a rain day here. Perfect day. All right. Now, I was asked by my guild to put this out there to the world, and I think it's a really great idea. I belong to Amador Valley Quilters. We meet this, I think, the second sacred Saturday of the month. I rarely go. I'm usually not in town. Well, I'm in town now, but guess what? There's no meetings, right? Next Saturday, which is April 18th, you know how people are like going outside and singing and doing different things? Like I saw something this morning where somebody was out on the beach outside her house, and every day at 6 o'clock she plays her musical instrument. It's fabulous. Well, that is not in my wheelhouse, playing a musical instrument. But I will tell you what's in my wheelhouse: quilts. So on Saturday, April 18th, this next Saturday, commit to hanging a quilt outside your house for your neighbors to enjoy. I absolutely love this idea. What I'm probably going to do is string a cord on my fence and then clip it with clothespins across the way. And then my neighbors can have a little quilt show. And maybe I'll change it every hour. I don't know. But this is in there with the bears, okay? This is something that we can do to bring joy to others around us. So this Saturday. And then I saw, you probably all know this, Saturday night, there's going to be a concert, or whatever the word is, that Lady Gaga's putting on TV with a bunch of famous people. And so that can be our reward or award for sharing with our neighbors. They're going to share with us. And then one other technical note, and I cannot believe I'm even telling you this, but there's a follow-up special on Tiger King tonight. That's all I'm going to say. It's at 9 o'clock on KTVU in the Bay Area, and it's that's our local Fox network. So you might, if you got into that whole Tiger King thing, I mean, I can't miss it. I'm sorry. I this whole thing is just unbelievable to me. All right. So I'm going to unveil my closet. First, let's take a look at what my closet looks like. It's fairly harmless looking, you know. And all I'm going to say is that I knew what was going to happen when I open it up. So I made myself a makeshift hard hat because I just knew what was going to happen. Now, before I tell you the story, this is what you need to understand. I have been traveling my adult life for quilting. I mean, there was maybe 4 years ago, I counted on the calendar and I was gone 225 days. And I realized then things were out of control and I needed to shift that paradigm. But I like to live in a neat house. I've got a lot of really cool little art things everywhere, and like I've got the duck up there that was my dad's duck, you know, his decoy. I've got things that I love that I live with, like this lady back here. This here I got from a street vendor. This little angel lady I got from a street vendor in New Orleans, and I think I paid like $35 for it. And then I saw her work in a gallery, and it was hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars. So I love that. I gotta get the eagle lamp out in front of it. That was my dad's lamp. But anyways, I have treasures everywhere, but everything is fairly neat on the surface. So what I entered into, well, okay, here we go. This guy, don't judge me, man. Just don't judge me. Oh my God. Pretty bad. Pretty bad. So what I would do is I would get stuff and then I would just like shove it in there and shut the door and pray that it didn't swing open by itself. Okay. So what I did was I started pulling stuff out. Teresa Coates, there we go. I started pulling stuff out, and it turned out an archaeological dig. I'm telling you, I found stuff I didn't even know I owned, and I thought it would be fun to go through some of this stuff. So I will share this with you so you can get that other vision out of your mind. Look at that, you guys. Look at that. I threw away. This looks like my fabric closet too. I threw away so much stuff, and like for instance, I don't know, like we have a ton of Quilt Life magazines. I saved 3 of each issue, and if you can look at the bottom left, it's all even by date. I mean, that's like a freaking miracle. So, are you interested in seeing some of the stuff that I dug out? It's hilarious. Okay, first of all, I'm going to say, let me see. First of all, I found these, okay? Who remembers using, this is a little box I got in Italy when I was a sophomore in college. Remember these things? Whoops. Brads, right? I'm sitting there thinking, okay, hold on. I could do that. I could be real hip. I could do that. Like that? What do you think? Or I could do it here. I could really be cool, you know, like maybe I'll do that. So brads, who has brads anymore? I'll throw out the brads, but I won't throw out this little leather case. In the olden days when I taught, I would do pink handouts like this, and they were all hand drawn. So I loved it when I found this, and I did them on pink so that people couldn't copy them. I thought if they're going to steal my class, at least I'm going to make them do the work of having to draw it all over on white paper, because anything with red will not Xerox properly. And then I said to John, what is this? This is a floppy disk, okay? But even better, how he labeled it. Alex documents and moments. I don't know. And then here. Oh, I haven't even gotten to the good stuff. These. What am I storing these for? What am I holding these for? I don't even think we have a machine that takes these things. And so John and I were trying to figure out how to repurpose this, and I could do earrings or a necklace, or I mean, I don't even know what, but I don't know what. Those are probably going to go bye-bye. That's the other thing, is you have to get your head in the place of it. Just get rid of it. I mean, my big joke is when I pass and John passes, for the kids just to come in and light a match. I mean, there's so much stuff here. Okay, then I love this one. Love this one. These are the first dresses I sewed for my Barbie. Nice and flat. That's not how Barbie is. And then a little cross stitch on top. And then I gave it to my mom for Mother's Day. Was it Mother's Day? Yeah. And now I made this when I was older because I knew cursive. I could do my name in cursive. Pretty impressive, huh? Okay, then remember when the 52 American hostages were released from Iran right after I think Reagan got in office? We made a quilt. We made a quilt for Jimmy Carter. And so that's us working on this quilt. And Lois, who's on this side here, this is Lois Johnson, and over here's Mary Howell. I don't know what happened to, no, that's me. That's me with the Beatles haircut. Yep, there you go. Mary Howell's in the middle. Lois, to this day, we are dear, dear, dear friends. She's the, if I'm having a crisis or whatever, I can call Lois and she will talk me down, and vice versa. And we haven't lived near each other, I'd say, for 40 years. She's up in Grass Valley. We both had babies at the same time, and our babies were best friends, or their first friends. That's when I got my shortcut name, and I won't answer you if you call me this, but the kids called me Aka. So what we got back then was a letter from Jimmy Carter. And so then I did a picture of the quilt on the back. It's pretty ugly, pretty bad, but I thought that was pretty cool. You know, I remembered that when I saw it. I didn't remember, oh, wait, here we go. I didn't remember this, and I can't believe some of this stuff, how it lasted. When I was in 8th grade and or high school, I ran for office, and this is my political campaign. And look how funny, I mean, when I think about, sorry you guys, I'm just not weatherman material. Look how funny, the one with all the answers, and it's a virtual computer. I mean, I can't believe that. I cannot believe that. I was not that smart or clever, people. Okay, then I came up with a new rule professionally. This was a poster that HGTV came out with in the beginning, and for Simply Quilts. Look at that awful picture. Awful. This is 25 years ago, but I'm like this. And that's when I came up with the new rule that I have to have approval of every image of me that goes out. I have a stack of these posters, and I don't even know what to do with it. Oh, but now we're getting to the good stuff. Hey, John, do you want to come in? I'm hoping he's watching, so he'll get. I'm going to need you in a minute because there's going to be some explaining to do. So then I found posters from my high school years. This is a glow in the dark. I had a black light, you know? Look at this. This is in primo condition, okay? Then I found, oh, this one? Wait, here's another one. Man, I was so cool and groovy. So cool and groovy. like that, right? This one's in pristine condition. All right. Then, wait till you see this one. I guess I will need you right now, John. Look at this, the monkeys. Oh, I was so in love with Davy Jones. I didn't, or was it Peter? I think Peter. Look at that. Found that. Okay. I'm not getting rid of this stuff. I got news for you. Okay, then, oh yeah, again, the monkeys. Oh my God. Did you guys love the monkeys? Even now, I like their music. Okay, but look at this one. This one is tattered, but this is really cool. Jefferson Starship. What were they called before that?
Jefferson Airplane.
Jefferson Airplane. And it's kind of ratty on the edges and stuff too. Yeah. Okay, then this is super fun. Don't remember this at all. Absolutely at all. But my college roommate, Debbie Oberding, let me see if I can find it. Here. This is a family tree of what went on in Whitney Hall at Chico State University. I mean, oh, wait a minute. All night vodka party, AKA seltzer. I don't know that I want my kids to see that. Well, no, they're grown-ups now. Then this is the poster. I loved this poster. That, here we go. And I have one in New York too. This is the one, I'm trying to catch the light, that I found, or actually Kristen, who works for us, found this online for $1,200. Now mine is ripped, unfortunately, but this is San Francisco during that time frame. I mean, here's Alcatraz with the big hate flag on top, and unbelievable. And I'll show you New York too. This one is not unscathed either, which breaks my heart because these are fabulous, fabulous posters. Look at that. Fabulous. Whoop. Okay. And then I ran across this with my dad. I mean, there's things like, wow, that was like about 15 years ago, maybe. He had a quilt frame business, and so we would do shows and stuff like that together and do quilt frames. All right. Let me see. Now that's enough of that. But then came this. I don't even know how this got in my closet. I will share with you, and if you have young children, you might want to turn them the other way. I am not kidding. If you're offended, I'm sorry, but this is a treasure, people. Remember that?
Was this our wedding invitation?
This was our wedding invitation. So this, we were thinking it was Playgirl. It was actually Cosmopolitan in 1972. And then we learned that that was the precursor of Playgirl. But now I've got someone who's going to explain it to you because frankly, I don't know how it got in my closet.
It got into the closet because I was controller of a corporation that had these women who were in the back in their own office. They did all the posting. Before computers, it was actually posting cards that they would put in and do all the work. Anyway, I go back there one day and they have this poster up on the wall. Now, I'm not sure how I'm going to react to this right away.
Well, you were a baby too.
Yeah, I was really
young, 26
or 28
with
or
all
something.
these old ladies.
So I thought, how am I going to react to this? Because I'd already yelled at all the salesmen to take down their pictures of women. Now they've got this up there, so how am I going to react to it? So I thought I'll just wait and I'll figure out how to react. And that night I was signing checks that they had written. And I'm signing away and I get to this one check and it says it's made out to Best Butt. And I looked at the invoice and it was actually to a company that used the term Best Buy. And so I went back and said, okay, the poster's coming down. because I need you to concentrate. I'm not sending a check out to Best Butt. And so I took the poster, and that's how we have it.
That's how it ended. I tell you, that was the prize. Okay, that was the absolute prize. But now, in cleaning out my closet, I've got a prize for you. Okay, here we go. What we're gonna do is 2 people are gonna win 1 magazine and 1 ruler. This ruler here. Okay, and I'll choose which magazine between these 2. And what you're going to do is you're going to go to the front page of the quilt show, and there'll be a place where you can log in to do. And then if you share to different mediums, or media outlets, you'll get more points. Okay, so then we will draw a name. I'll announce it, I think, Wednesday. I don't know, the rules are on it, and I'll tell you that. But this is going to be part of my cleaning to enhance, to make your sewing room messier. Get out of my house.
Wait. Enter through Thursday, we'll announce Friday.
Okay, John said, well, you can enter through Thursday. We'll announce on Friday. So let me take a look and see if I can if we have any questions. Just a lot of different people from here, from all over. My whole house is a treasure mess. Okay, so that now, okay, look, I am not a cleaner like that. My mom has her spices in alphabetical order. Okay, I'm just like, just shove it in there, get it out of the way. So then I'll be straight up. We have a mouse problem. We back onto a field, and I mean, it's bad. And so John said, we got to clean out the laundry room. And we didn't find any mouses. We found what the lovely gifts that they leave us. And so that room is clean now. The next thing I'm going to clean is my linen closet, which is just jammed full of wrapping paper. It's ridiculous, you guys. And if you came to my house, you wouldn't know what a slob I am, because it looks good on the outside. So I've just got to get cleaning. Don't toss your CD cases. There's a good organizational tip. Okay, I'll check that out. Oh, and by the way, happy birthday, Robin Maimoni. You have a big day today. Let's see. Okay. I'm glad you guys aren't disgusted. So I want to thank you for choosing to spend your time with me. I made a mistake. I'm actually Skyping with Sue Benner in a little bit, and getting you some great content. And it's all good, guys. We're all going to be okay. All going to be. Can you teach us types of condition of quilts? I don't know what you're asking, but you know what, you guys, you can, if you want me to do any specific subject matters, go to thequiltshow.com. I said this last time, contact us, and Brandy answers everything, but she'll just say, please get this to Alex. If I know how to do it, I'll teach you. If I don't know how to do it, I'm not going to try and fake it like I did on Friday, but I did know what I was doing, but it just was too awkward. I know what my limitations are. So anyways, have a wonderful day. Stay safe, stay inside. Oh, I have to make a couple more face masks today. My sister-in-law is reaching out for her and her son, so that's no problem. And again, thank you for choosing to spend your time with me today. Bye-bye.